Well, the thing is, one of the subcultures that actually stopped existing is the culture called Gyaru and Yamamba. And well, I say stopped existing, but you still have like a few dozen Gyaru and Yamamba out there. And what they are is Gyaru is the meaning of Gyaru is black-faced girl, and it's pretty. That word pretty much says what they are, even though actually the Gyaru are not that black. They have like they have cream, or they really go off into the sun tanning. It's, you know, your own choice whether you want to use cream or go to the what's the English word for that? Like sunning salon thingy. Well, anyway, they have orange skin, and they like contradict it with white makeup on their nose and lips and eyes, and they have bleached blonde hair and many accessories. And the stereotypical thing with Gyaru, and especially Yamamba, but I will be getting to that shortly, is that they are pretty poor, and the clothes they wear are pretty cheap as well. And one rule that the Gyaru and especially the Yamamba needs to oblige to is that their clothing needs to be very colorful. So you will often see like Gyaru with like bright pink clothes with a bright, I don't know, green shorts with bright red shoes and all kinds of bright colored accessories. And I personally don't like Gyaru that much. I find them very interesting. And I don't know, I love them in a weird kind of way, but I would not feel attracted to them. But I don't know, I like that they do their own stuff, and you know, they have their own subculture, and I really find them interesting. And I saw them in real life when I went to a club. I never actually got the chance to speak to a Gyaru before, which is a shame. So I hope in the future that maybe I will, like, you know, meet a Gyaru in the future and be able to speak to them and hear their opinion about the whole Gyaru and Gyaru thing. And the thing is, Gyaru was very popular in 2001, 2002, and it gradually became less popular, and pretty much now it almost doesn't exist anymore. When you buy a magazine, you maybe see 1 or 2 pictures of a Gyaru, and that's actually pretty rare. You've also got Yamamba, and Yamamba is from a Japanese fairy tale, and it's called like Yamamba is a mountain witch, and a mountain witch who lived, I think, I don't know which village she lived near to, but the thing is that she had very like dark brown skin and like very bright eyes and bright nose and stuff like that, and that's actually how the Yamamba look like. They have very brown skin. They actually do that with cream. That probably cannot be done with the sunning tan thing, and a sunbed. Fuck, that's the word. Jesus Christ, sunbed, of course. Well, that those are all details. No, the thing is also that their hair is like very poofy, very big. And not big as in Hime Gyaru style, but more, it's, you know, it's actually, that's the thing. If you look at their hair, if you look at their thing, you think of a hag, you think of a witch. So actually, I don't think that the title is that discriminating. I actually don't know the opinion about the Yamamba itself, what they think of you know, their given title of mountain witch. You know, I could understand why they would be like, you know, pretty offended with it, but no, the thing though is that I was talking about Gyaru with very cheap clothing, and Yamamba sometimes, I saw a documentary of this, sometimes are people who are, you know, not not happy with the way they look, you know, in regular life. You know, many of the Yamamba are girls who, you know, who were picked on high school because they didn't look very good. And because of that, you know, they paint their faces black, poofy hair, and practically only communicate and hang out with people from their own subculture. So it's actually like, it's literally a mask, you know, that they put on to look different. I saw on the documentary a boy who said, you know, I'm very shy when I don't have the makeup on and I don't feel beautiful. But when, you know, I turn, you know, into a Sentagai, which is the Yamamba equivalent, which is the boy equivalent of Yamamba, you know, I feel alive, I feel pretty, I feel confident, and because of that, I actually approve of Yamamba. You know, I think you should only do it, you know, if it makes you happy, if it makes you feel better, and stuff like that. And you know, it's the same thing with Gyaru0. You know, I don't find it very attractive. I find it very nice, and you know, and it's the thing, you know, you're there because of like the bright colors and stuff like that. You know, you get noticed. You're not like every salaryman with like you know, a black suit, which, you know, you won't get any attention when you do that. And I wouldn't say that Yamamba are attention whores because of that. You know, they just, you know, they love what they're doing. But they get ridiculed a lot by like Japanese press and stuff like that, which is really, you know, a real shame. And you know, that culture, Yamamba, actually also became less popular, and today almost doesn't exist anymore. And it's a shame, actually, that many of the ghetto cultures that, you know, were so popular on the beginning of the decade, you know, that they stopped existing. And but Japan is pretty hard country on like many subcultures stop to exist. You know, probably like their opinions on what is popular, what is nice, you know, changes every few years. It's the same with clubs. Actually, like many clubs, you know, open like and start out very popular, and 2 years later, you know, no one goes to that club anymore, and they have to shut down. It's the same thing with clothing. You know, a clothing brand or a clothing subculture can start out very popular, and 2 years later, it's dead. And those are like the main subcultures of gyaru that you have. You also have gyaru, which is the more hip-hop-ish gyaru. But I will maybe talk about the more minor gyaru cultures in a later video. So see you later.